it sounds quieter. Difficult to explain. I guess it's the vibrations or whatever you call that. Today I am finishing up the back section of the headliner. Let's see if I can get a good view down here. So you can see I got the center 3 sections done with the closed cell 394 mil soundproofing material, just like I did in the middle and the front sections. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this side area done as well. On the side, I'm gonna get all the way up to the support brace and then come down and overlap as much as I can to cover this hole and this one on the sides. Every little bit helps. You know, it's not gonna be a night and day difference, but I think every little bit is going to help quiet down the cabin and keep all of the vibrations and everything at bay as much as possible. So I'm gonna get those two done, those 2 sections, and then get this new section of the rear headliner installed, and I'll go through step by step on how that goes back together. If you wanna see how it comes apart, I have another video on the channel. If you look at the previous videos of how to remove all 3 sections of the headliner and also the dash on the 2004 and 2006 Alpha Series interior. So I've got all the sides done, and let me crawl in here. I put the sound deadening foam back around the windows, right up there, right down there. In this area around the doors, I put all of that back, and then I also added 1 rolled up layer underneath this and that pocket that's under there, and another layer over it. Made sure to leave these tabs exposed that the push pins go into to hold this back panel in place. So that's all there, and as you can see, it's pretty well covered. The only other place I could do is around these windows on the sides. Should I not? I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave those open. Yeah, I mean, there's not much space there. I'm gonna leave those. Dang it. Okay, fine. I'll put sound deadening across those 2. I'm not gonna be able to right there because those studs are there, those guys that are protruding. So I'll put sound deadening across the top, the front side, and the bottom. It's gonna be really skinny strips, probably 1.5 inches on each of the 3 sides. And I'll do this side as well. Okay, let me do those real quick, and then I'll get to putting this headliner in. All right, I've got strips around the window except the back side. Same over here. And then, like I said, the OEM foam sound deadening around the rear corner glasses. We should be good to go. So now, I'm gonna go grab my headliner. And what you wanna do, that's just the string hanging off the foil there. This channel right here, that piece of channel, you see the slot in there, right in there. So what I'm gonna do is gently put the headliner into that slot, and that'll support the front section. And then, so this is one of the side panels, goes over that window. Don't put that on first. So you put the front section in that channel, then you're gonna put the rear sections. There's one that goes from the middle over and down and kind of stops right around there. I'm gonna put that in first. Then this piece, or wait, is it the other way? One of them overlaps the other one. Make sure that you put the one that goes underneath first. It's either this side or this side, one or the other. So put the front of the headliner in that channel, put one of the panels on, the one that goes first back here to hold the back section of the headliner up. Put that side in, that'll hold the rear section up slightly. And then we're gonna put the pins in. The pins are the ones that go in these holes. If you don't already have the holes poked in your headliner where the old pins were, with the new headliner material, go ahead and poke those holes so you know where the pins go, where they need to be inserted. In my case, I'm going from that white headliner to the black, so I got some brand new black push pins. These guys right here. I'm going to use those for the headliner, and I'll put the link down in the description below for these as well, in case you're doing the same thing, or if you just need some new push pins and you already have a black headliner, these are good to have. All right, this is going to be fun with no extra help. My boys are asleep. It's nighttime, as you can tell outside. It's dark. Let's see if I can get it in by myself. So I've got the headliner sort of up. It's in that channel up there. I didn't put these back trim pieces on just yet, and instead I started with the push pins. I got this far rear push pin in, I got this one in, and this middle one, and this one. So basically all three on the passenger side went in, and the rearmost one on the driver's side went in. The other two, the one that goes right here and right there, I couldn't find the hole. So what I'm gonna do is use a little pick, put it through the hole gently, make sure I don't snag any of the material, find the hole, get it lined up, and then put the push pin through. That back section's on. I'm gonna be taking this out at some point again, because you can see it's filthy and dirty, as are all of these trim pieces. They're just old and sticky and grimy. I'm gonna try to clean them up just with Windex, because they're vinyl, or some vinyl cleaner without taking them off. But if they do end up not cleaning up as great as I want, I'll take them out again and clean them. But that piece is on, so I'm gonna get these two side pieces on, and then there's a couple screws at the top over there, and I think somewhere over here where it attaches to this trim panel, there's two over here. Get those on and we'll be finished. It is all in. Only thing left is the dome light, and I'm gonna put one of those super duper bright LEDs in it too. It's gonna make it real easy to see everything back here. Oh God, I really gotta clean these up. All these fingerprints and stuff are really bugging me. Yeah, I'll get that cleaned up later. So let's see if we can take a view from the back. Well, there it is. All black headliner, and I left the ivory white color trim everywhere. I think that actually looks pretty good, just based on some of the feedback on one of the Hummer forums. I may go ahead and switch those handles out, the grab handles, the 4, to the black ones I ordered. They look a little bit out of place just being right up there in the middle of the headliner, but I do like all the white trim. I agree, the 3-tone color with the brown and the brown and black 2-tone seats, black headliner, and then the white trim, the ivory trim. It's a nice offset. It does look nice. Yep. Let's put this dome light in. There's that fancy new LED bulb versus the old, I think, halogen. If you haven't seen the other video, check it out, where I replaced all of the overhead reading lamps and the dome lights with LEDs in the front area. 1,000 lumens right here, and I think the stock one was either 280 or 300 lumens. Tremendous difference. It's just daylight in the car now. There we go. LEDs installed, and holy moly, is it bright in there. That's just the 3 dome lights, back, middle, and front. That's not even the reading lamps on. It is so bright. I'm really happy with those LEDs. I'm kind of seeing spots right now because I was 4 inches away from this thing trying to screw it in while it was on. But you guys can see in the video, it is crazy bright. I'll put the link down in the description for the other video where I show how to do all the LED bulbs for the reading lamps on the sides and the dome lights, and also I'll put the part numbers for all those LEDs down there too. So headliner's done. All the sound deadening on the roof is done. The roof, the back side here, along the top of the wagon doors, around the windows. Those 2 doors I have Kilmat on, 80 mil Kilmat. The roof and the sides and the back here are 394 mil closed cell foam sound deadening material. I'll put the link down in the description for both of those types of materials that I'm using. I'm gonna finish putting the Kilmat, the 80 mil butyl Kilmat on the two driver's side doors. And then once that's done, I'm gonna do a measurement with my decibel meter in the car driving down the highway at various speeds. I already did some baseline measurements of what the decibel meter was reading at those speeds. So I've got a baseline before the doors and the roof and the side panels in the back here were done in the sound deadening. And I want to see exactly what, if any, difference that stuff made. My guess is that it's going to make very little difference, but who knows? It might make more of a difference than I think, or might make no difference at all. I can tell already in the cabin, just driving it the last few days with the middle and the front section of the roof and those two doors done, I can tell that there's a little bit less, I don't know what to call it, reverberation, kind of like that vibrating sound that you kind of hear, but it's just a real dead sound, but it's there, you hear it. It's not road noise from the tires and the engine. It's just kind of all the metal and stuff in the car vibrating. That's a lot less. How much of that gets picked up on the decibel meter, I don't know, but we'll find out. So keep an eye out for that video. It'll come somewhere over the next week or so because I still have to do those two doors. I've got to pull the door panels off and do the Kilmat. And then we'll see what sort of a difference it makes. And then after that, next thing I'm gonna do for sound deadening is pull off the doghouse and do a bunch of sound deadening in there as well. And see what sort of a difference that makes, and do another test with the decibel meter and see, you know, what the difference is with a little bit of a scientific way of doing it, so that we have a real measurement to look at instead of just my opinion. And then I might stop there and I might keep going. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the floors. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying all of these little adventures with this H1. For now, I'm gonna go get cleaned up and get some rest. Long day of work tomorrow ahead of me. Love you guys. I will see you next time. Okay, I can't resist. I'm gonna go for a quick drive. And I've got my handy dandy push buttons for my garage door. Garage door is closing. I love that mirror. All right, so I do notice less sound from the back of the truck. There's less tire noise coming from the back, less gear sound from the hubs coming from the back. From the front, since I had already done this front section, I can't really tell much of a difference. It is quieter than before, but it is very slight. I'm curious to see what the sound measurements end up being after I finish putting the Kilmat, the butyl sound insulation on the two driver's doors, and what the measurements end up being. All right, one more thing. I've got the windows open because it's a nice night, the weather's nice, heading back home. And one thing I noticed is even with the windows open, it sounds quieter. Obviously I hear the engine from outside and I hear the tire noise from outside, but the chassis sounds quieter. It's difficult to explain. I guess it's the vibrations or whatever you call that. I'm not an expert on sound and metallurgy, but even with the windows open, it sounds quieter. That's interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my drive home. See you guys.